Bebop. Yay! We made it. And I'm going to redeem myself. I know your name this time.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Oh, I did not. That was so embarrassing because I didn't do my research.
You didn't read your chart.
Yeah. Well, so I picked up doing these episodes again, and I forget how much like little production there is. And so, yeah, there's your banner. This is Ashley Dougherty.
So
Instagram,
cool. Yeah, there's like a
ABRSLR.
mix-up. Like some people think, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh,
Some
okay.
people think I'm Ashley Well, I was Ashley Bressler. Now it makes more sense. Like ABRSLR was literally my Instagram name when I started Instagram. I didn't even paint.
Oh,
So
okay.
then it just kind of like, okay, well, that's my art name because I started going to this like horror fest up in Scranton. And that's how they posted me as. So I'm like, all right, it makes sense. Ashley Bressler. That's where it came from. Then I got married, and everything changed. But I mean, I didn't know if I should just continue to go with Ashley Bressler or what, like have you know what I mean? Like how some people do that. Like Chuck Norris might not really be Chuck Norris. I don't know, but
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It makes more sense.
Especially with artist names.
It's
fair game.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to?
Well, a lot of painting. I've been getting a lot of commissions, which I appreciate. I'm kind of getting I kind of got lost though. Like I'm still having fun, but the commissions get a little overwhelming, like especially like ones that give you a challenge, which I find a lot of them do. But I'd much rather just sit down and paint. Like if I'm feeling something that day, or listening to something, I'd much rather just like, that's what I'm going to paint. Or if I see a picture and I'm like, oh, that's what really like inspires me. But yeah, the commissions I'm wholeheartedly appreciative of. I mean, that's where I make most of my cash. But I'm honestly not even in for it. Like I was thinking of that, like last time we were talking, how I said I wanted to be a full-time artist, which that would be fantastic. However, I don't want to kind of lose the fun, which I'm not saying if you're a full-time artist, you're not having fun. Do you know what I mean? But I kind of do. I get too like caught up in it and I take it too seriously. Like the other day I did a commission and I smudged it. It was all done. And then I took a picture of it and I'm like, I need to go over that. It needs like one more coat. And I smudged it and I like had a nervous breakdown like a toddler. So, I'm like, wait, I shouldn't be doing this. I paint for fun, like I was bugging out over this like thing, it was just silly. So I don't want to take it too seriously, which the commissions make me do that. So,
Yeah, no, I was talking about, I've been doing this this weird thing where I talk to the camera for 22 minutes and I'll just talk about art, and commissions was something I was talking about today, and how it's different the way you were describing. You're in your studio, you flow, do what you want. And, probably like you, the commissions that I get, I love. I'm appreciative. They're usually within what I do.
Yeah.
But there's the extra layer of responsibility.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. When they're paying you, like when they see your art and they're like, okay, they're still paying you, but at the same time, they pick to choose to pay you. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm kind of wording that dumb because they're going to pick to choose to pay you even if you do their commission. But in a way, like there's not as much pressure because it's already done and they've seen it and they like it,
Yeah. Well, for me, I want it to be special for them.
Yeah.
So I don't want to.
And, I appreciate, it's funny, like sometimes when I'll do something, they'll say, like, do this or do that, or you didn't do this or you didn't do that, or the head's too big or something silly. And I'm like, when I look at it, I'm like, they're right. And then I do it again and it looks better. So, sometimes I need that, like, rejection. Not really rejection, just like they're telling me what they want. They're paying for what they want, and they should tell me what they want. So,
Yeah.
I aim to please.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been fun. A lot of painting and, just trying to relax and take things chill, after the past couple years. It's been crazy. But how have you been? Painting a lot?
Busy and
Yeah.
just keeping that flow going.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was freaking out because I felt like last year was just economically rough. But then I did my taxes early, and I realized there was actually growth as far as art.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it does
the
really help.
well, the problem was that my cost of living was much higher. Aside from a few things that happened through the year, but it was good to sit there and analyze that. So I have
Yeah,
a different game plan this year.
definitely.
But,
Yeah, I mean, I've been able to cut back on my day job, which is nice, you
mhm.
know. I work like I don't know if you remember, but I work like second shift, which I love. I start in the afternoon and then I work, late into the morning. And I just love it. Just because, like, I'm more of a night owl anyway, and driving home, I don't have to deal with traffic, any of that nonsense. But um, yeah, I kind of lost my spot. Where was I even going with this? But
that
whatever. Yeah, I
that
kind
you
of
had
lost.
that the artwork was starting to supplement
Oh, yeah, yeah,
what you
yeah, that's
do.
right. So, yeah, now instead of like I used to do 4 days, 4 10-hour days, and now I do 3 10-hour days, and my schedule is like phenomenal. I'm like the most hated at work, but I say that sarcastically. I work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so I have like all those other days off, whereas my original shift is like Sunday through Wednesday. But I like somehow maneuvered my way to where I am, and it's awesome. So it like
Yeah,
really pans out well with, it's still, I feel like I still don't have enough time to paint, but like when I wake up in the morning and I'm inspired to paint and I have to go to work and do that nonsense that I don't want to do, it's ugh, but I appreciate that job too because you know, it leaves pressure off of the paint life. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't have to sell paintings because I have that income.
yeah.
Do you know? So that's the other good thing. And I need social interaction. If I didn't have my job, I'd be like a hermit. And I love people for the most part.
This is my social interaction.
Yeah, I mean, you doing videos is great. Like I am not a big this is really stepping out of my box, going on camera,
Oh,
talking. I don't mind photos of me taking pictures of myself. But I don't like watching videos of myself. It's silly. Like I'll watch this and I'll be like looking at myself like that is so weird, because you don't see yourself.
right. Yeah, I don't like it either, but it's good for what I do, what my plan
Yeah.
on what I want to do. It helps
Yeah,
me get
definitely.
there. So, yeah, I was really thinking about it. Like, um, there's Joe Rogan and Bobby Lee talking, and Bobby Lee thanked him for what he did for comedians. And he was talking about his career before he started podcasting. Like, um, he had done Mad TV. He had a name, but he was like, I wasn't drawing crowds. And when he started to do what Joe Rogan did, emulating it, it like he packs houses now.
Oh
And
yeah.
well, listening to that, I'm like, well, that could apply to anyone doing a creative thing. And that's why
Yeah.
I force myself to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if others have that inclination, I encourage it because I think the more of us that share the process and the life and um, I don't know, the more it gains mainstream attention. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I never realized, I mean, thankfully Instagram's such a great platform to get your word out. I mean, that's the main. I don't really use Twitter. I was using Twitter, and then I don't know, it doesn't really work for me and I got off of it. And if I have too much, I get too overwhelmed. So I just
yeah,
I stick with Instagram, and then I have my website, and I was doing the Horror Fest, but it's just like it's hard because I do so many obscure people, and there's not a lot of people who know who my people are around here, like they're all about Kenny Chesney and Toby Keith.
right, right.
I see that with love.
Yeah. Well, that's that whole. You're limited on what you can do locally sometimes for different reasons.
Yeah,
One is the
yeah.
economy. I'm worth more online. If I go out here and try to sell my work, I can't command what I command online.
Yeah, definitely. And all the time and effort you put into like setting up, that's a lot of work too.
And I'm spoiled
So,
now. I
yeah, it is
like,
fun. I mean, once you start like flowing and
mhm,
the cash starts coming in and you're like, wow. Like I never really like for the first painting I ever sold like was 25 bucks. I mean, my paintings are still like dirt cheap, I think. I mean, I think I kind of undercharge, but whatever, I'll work that out as the future continues, but um I just couldn't believe it. It's just like it was so weird to me.
yeah,
You know? But now and as you keep going, I guess it's been like 3 years now. I mean, I always kinda was artistic. I always liked art in school and stuff, but I never really took it seriously. And then, like, within these 3 years, I think I've improved dramatically. Like, I remember people asking for commissions that I get so nervous, especially like personal ones of themselves, and they want me to transform them into
yeah,
something else and stuff. Like, I mean, it's fun, but I'm like, oh, but now I really don't have issues. It kind of comes easier, and I'm growing too, and it's just
yeah.
going to get better. It's exciting.
No, I see that in the work. It's cool,
Yeah.
and I love. I don't do it all the time, but sometimes I don't know who you painted, and I'll look it up and I'll discover something new. And I think that's one of the coolest things about your work.
Yeah, that's what I hope for. Like I just, it's mainly just a random yearbook.
Yeah,
Like I feel like it's my yearbook of favorite human beings. I mean, I don't enjoy all of their, all the people I mean, I painted some creeps, but they're interesting.
yeah,
So you can't help yourself. That's who attracts me. So, or I am attracted to the weirdos.
I've enjoyed TikTok on that level because, like right now, I'm getting. If I look at my demographic, a lot of Mexico, Argentina, Chile, like South America,
Mhm.
they'll request rappers
Oh
that I
yeah, that's
have
awesome.
never heard of, and I get to
I do notice that you post some obscure rappers because I do the same thing. I look up,
yeah,
I love like that's why I mean all the artists I follow are all my favorites, of
yeah,
course. But yeah,
yeah.
we're all pretty similar. I mean, you have Sam Evans who's primarily wrestling, but I mean his stuff
Oh,
is
Sam's great.
badass.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And every now and then he'll throw in some like TV or something or movies or
mhm,
something. But yeah, he's one of my favorites too.
yeah,
It's fun. I've met and, you know, discovered so many cool people and even through like some of my collectors,
yeah,
um, it's just really
yeah.
neat.
That banter between the people that are interested in what you do is all. It's always awesome.
Yeah. Like when they get excited, that's exciting to me. When they
Yeah,
comment something really witty or, I mean, I feel things have changed a little bit. Like when I lost my website, you remember that? Like I lost my mind. It was like for a whole month, the whole month
Yeah,
of
to talk
December.
about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like I never found out. There was this sweet random woman that lost her site, and through another woman I follow, she like gave me this email address that was really weird, and like through Facebook, and I had no hope, but I tried it anyway.
Is it the
And
one I
it
gave
like
you? Or
that's the one I gave you, yeah,
you gave
for
me
your
to give somebody else, and
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it worked for them.
Yeah, like I'm like, how is that gonna? I'm like, yo, I have nothing to lose. I mean, I lost everything because I didn't back anything up stupidly. Now I have everything saved, and
Yeah, do you
I
have a
wrote names.
Dropbox?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's just it was crazy, and I kind of feel like when I came back, some of the connection was kind of gone, which kind of was like heartbreaking, and I kind of like felt violated in a way because I'll never know why, because I never used any third party apps or um, did anything. I really don't message a lot. And you could tell who's the fake, DMs,
Right, right.
the garbage, and who's the real deal. So I
It's
don't know. I
yeah.
mean, just seems like it
It's
was a trend, though. I think it just kind of happened. And it was just a unfortunate coincidence. And
well, I
thankfully,
think
I got it back.
yeah. I think a lot of that is what this NFT and blockchain thing is, because we put our stuff out there, but we don't own our Instagram accounts.
Right. Yeah, it's
We
kind of
don't
scary.
own.
I think about that all the time. Like, it's literally
Yeah,
my card catalog, you know? I
right.
mean, it's like your house burning down. That's what I felt like. It was
It
like terrible.
it can be. I I guess that's why I put everything I do everywhere,
Yeah, it's a
because
good
if one
idea.
burns,
You have
I've
the
got
backup.
5 more.
Yeah.
And or in my case, I started automating or scheduling my posts, and I've scattered it across 11 different platforms. And then on top of that, I have my personal, like Facebook, and but yeah, it kind of eliminated that fear a little bit.
Yeah. See, I
But
used to paint, or I used to post a lot of my paintings on Facebook, but I kind of I don't use it nearly, like I don't log in there every day, and I don't even really follow a lot, and the people I follow, they have no idea who the heck the people that I'm painting are. So it's just like kind of a waste of time, unless it's like something like cool, like someone they know, like
yeah,
Rod Stewart or something. They'll know him. But if it's Captain Beefheart, forget it. They're not gonna understand, and they'll be puzzled. So I kind of like just stick to. I should kind of reach out a little bit more and work a little harder and update my website more. I don't do that enough. I was
yeah,
like going to do handmade sweatshirts and everything, but I just need more time, like I like to cook, I want to do that. I want to, I want to fit it all in,
yeah.
but yeah, we'll
Well,
see in time. I mean, there's plenty of time. Just go with the
well,
flow.
and you can. I post random content. The other day, I made a post about this estate sale I went to, and I posted the clothing I brought back. And because I've been watching on TikTok, like these channels that do that, I was like, well, that's kind of fun. But and I was surprised that at the people that responded and were into it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, like really? And Facebook, I especially feel like that. I guess I have the same experience. Most of the people on there don't know what I'm talking about. but once in a while somebody pops up their head, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know you were into, whoever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Every now and then someone will surprise you.
yeah, yeah. You were asking about stickers. So
Yeah.
initially, I was printing them, but I think it's annoying because in order to get a really good price, I was having to buy like, you know, 250 of them. And then it's to
What
one
to
sticker.
make your own?
No, to
Oh,
print
like to
them.
get them made. Yeah. Yeah. They are really expensive.
And so my friend volunteered his laser printer, and that's what I've been using lately.
Nice. Yeah, because I was wondering, like, because I am so like undereducated in that area, because I would really like to, like, I was thinking I really want to make sticker packs, and the
Mhm.
sticker packs would be like my movie characters, like have the Big Lebowski sticker pack and stuff like that. But to get them made, like what I do is I kind of like I go through Sticker Mule, which I think is a fantastic company,
Yeah.
and they do 9 stickers for 10. Is it 10 stickers for $9? Yeah,
Mhm.
sample stickers. So I just do like a bunch of different ones, and then that's what I give. Like if someone buys a painting, I'll give like 2 stickers, depending how much they buy.
Yeah.
Depends, that's how many stickers they get. So but yeah, I find that company great. And I was thinking of maybe just doing like sample packs, but then you have to kind of charge so much. And I don't want to like charge a ton, but you have to make any profit. So
Yeah.
it's kind of hard. That's why it would be a lot easier if I could just make my own, but I have no clue how to, and I don't really know a whole lot of people up here because I go to work. That's pretty much it. And I'm like newer to the area. This isn't like my hometown. So it's, I don't really know.
Yeah. I think the pricing thing, like, we tend to overthink that.
Like
Like,
charging too much.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
because
I have a hard time with that.
I'm learning still after an insane amount of time, but I'm finally getting kind of comfortable with it, like raising prices.
Yeah.
And, you were
I mean,
talking
you
about,
think about it. It's like your
yeah,
time. It's like our time. Like we're putting our time and effort into this work, especially if it's a commission. I feel like that's something that we wouldn't necessarily do. And we're taking our time to do it for them, which, I appreciate, but it's, our time. So I
uh,
just feel, I don't
yeah,
know.
it's the time, but it's also most of the people that want your work would be okay with it. They're they're buying work because they support what you do.
Right.
And that's taken
Definitely.
me a long time to realize. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
like they're rooting for you to almost have price increases. Of course they'll
Yeah.
always want a deal maybe, but they want your work to escalate and
That's a good
elevate.
way to look at it because I never really thought of it like that,
Yeah.
because I always feel guilty. Like there was an
Right.
inst like, there was a recent commission. I had to do like a couple, like I do one and then they want another one, then they want another one. And each time I kind of like, but it was like kind of more and more detail. So I kind of
Mhm.
charged a little more and a little more. And then I'm thinking, like, my gut felt like, oh, should I have done that? Like, I feel so bad. Like, I'm going to throw some extra stickers in there, but I don't know. And then after the fact that I do something like that, I'm like, should I have kept it the same price? Like, because before I would do like a small 50, $50. And a small would consist of like one character. And
Right.
then even like 2 characters, which I feel like that's cheap. And then anything more would be 100. Now, like literally, if you want a commission, I want a straight 100, just because it's like it's a lot of time, and I'd much rather just pay who I want.
Well,
So if
yeah,
you really want it, you'll pay $100.
that's pretty much what I did when I started online. I put 8x10s up for $35.
Hmm.
And then I was getting flooded with commission, which was
Yeah,
great. But I was also flooded with commissions.
right. Yeah, I
And
totally understand.
so I started raising it like by $5. And now the 8x10s are at 100.
Yeah.
And I have a more comfortable workflow. And yeah, because it's not good to you were discussing like enjoying the process,
Right. And you're
and
kind
that's
of taking
part of it.
advantage of yourself, like
Yeah,
you're worth more than that. You're really worth more than that.
yeah,
Think of like what you're doing per hour, what you want to be per hour. I mean,
yeah,
we're creating our own art, our own ideas. Yeah, we may be copying pictures sometimes, but we're making it our own. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
think I think we're worth it.
yeah. No, totally. And as I said, your audience is conscious of that. It's not like we're selling something practical. We're not selling cups.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
it's a different genre. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
yeah. Sometimes you have to work through the guilt, and I've totally been a part of that. Like, yeah. But yeah, no. So I got my friend to start um, printing them for me, and then everything's on YouTube. But so he'll make these really nice prints, and then there's a laminate, and then I'll cut them up. I got a Cricut printer or a
Oh, okay.
cutter.
Yeah, I've heard of them. I
I
was wondering how they are.
I need to get a power supply for it. I found it really cheap at an estate sale, but it didn't have the power supply. But I'm going to be fooling with that in a little bit. But it'll cut them like sticker mule style,
Yeah.
where
Yeah, that's cool. I was wondering about them. I was gonna purchase one of those.
I'll see
Yeah.
how that one is, because that's a cheaper one. I think retail that one was like 40. It's an older one, but if it
Yeah, why not?
works for
I
me.
mean, it's a lot. It's so much cheaper, I think, making them yourself, or even having a friend, than going through. Even though I have nothing bad to say about sticker meal. Did you ever use that sticker meal?
They're quality,
Yeah,
but
I mean, and they don't fade. Their stickers don't fade, which is awesome. Like my stickers have been on my car for 3 years, and they're still real bright, real vibrant. You
that's
know,
awesome.
so I'm
Yeah,
I'm pleased with them.
yeah. For me, they're giveaways. So as nice as those are, I'm not making profit on them.
Yeah,
They're gifts, so I need the price to
right.
be down. I tried like selling stickers, but really I felt like it was taking people away from buying paintings, which is what I want. Like
Yeah,
I don't.
I know. I'm like knee deep. I wish I might do like a flash sale, like everything $10, give or take. Because like, what am I gonna do with them? I mean, there are some that I want to put out. Like I have my I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Airborne, but it was from the 80s. It was about rollerblading.
No,
Oh, it was a classic. But I
airborne.
did the cast of them, like Jack Black. It was one of his first movies, and Seth Green. And I want to put them all in shadow boxes and hang them on my wall, like certain ones like that.
I gotta
But
check that out.
yeah, yeah, definitely do. And Shane McDermott, the guy that um, is like in the lead in the movie, he just started to follow me, which I was pretty ecstatic because I don't get starstruck too often, but that was my favorite movie. It's a classic. I was obsessed with rollerblading too, so
When that type of thing happens with social media, it's amazing. I
yeah.
I did an Ice Cube album cover. I've done a few, but I think it's the one where he's in the morgue.
Okay, yeah. I like those
So,
album cover ones you do. Those are awesome.
oh, thanks. But so, I see the tag and it's Ice Cube's account and it says, who's going to listen to this before the show? Something like that. And he reposted my stuff, tagged me.
Oh, that is so awesome.
And then, yeah, my followers climbed and I had
Oh my
people
god.
like DMing and saying, how did you get Ice Cube to do that? I'm like, I didn't. He just that was very
Yeah,
nice of
it's like hit or miss. Like they might see it. Like Charo, Coochie
nice.
Coo. She liked her picture. I'm like, Charo saw her picture. I'm like, that's so cool. And, the other day, I was just like, it was late. I was tired. I was home from work, and I'm like, I'm going to send Gangrel a message. I was looking at her picture when I met him, and I'm looking at her tongues, and they look exactly alike. So I'm like, Gangrel, our tongues look exactly alike. And I did like a funky face, like one eye open, one eye closed with the tongue and a heart. He started to follow me, and I'm just like, yeah.
That's awesome.
I could be like a child, but it's just, yeah, it's exciting. I mean, Instagram's really cool. It's like, even if they don't start like follow you, they still see it. It's just mind blowing. Charo.
Yeah, I've had a few. I think Nardwar, that was amazing.
What's
Because
that?
Nardwar, do you know Nardwar? He does all the
No,
cool interviews.
I
You
don't
should
think
look him
so.
up. You'd like a lot of the interviews he's done,
How do you
but he's
spell
been
that?
around. Nardwar. Don't quote
Nard
me, but
Nardwar.
Nardwar.
Okay.
Look,
I'm gonna have
yeah,
to.
he's like been around forever. He did a Nirvana one way back, when Kurt was
Oh,
alive.
yeah, I see. I looked at him. I think I did see him once. Yeah, that's cool. He is fun.
Yeah, but I love if you look at the ones with he's done with Snoop Dogg. Tyler the Creator is pretty good.
You know who my nephew got me into him.
Tyler?
And then cuz he had me make him a shirt for Christmas, and I'm going to listen to this guy, and I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, I really like him. And Steve Lacy, he also got me into him. I really like him too.
yeah. No, I got into Tyler because of TikTok.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I'd see
See,
him
I'm
in
not on TikTok.
interviews. He
I might.
would.
I might make the step, but I don't know.
I love it.
Do
Like,
you? Is it your
yeah,
favorite? Like, what would you say is your favorite?
they're also different. Like you were talking
They
about
are.
Twitter. I didn't understand. I still probably don't understand it, but I have a good following there. Not
See, I
number
couldn't get a
wise,
following.
not number wise, but they're quiet sometimes. But suddenly the order comes in, and suddenly you got a message, and you realize it's this person. So I think even when you float stuff out there and you think it's getting no reaction, you'd be surprised.
Yeah, that's true. Because there are some people too that don't have Instagram and just have Twitter, and I'd be like, oh, I wish I could tag them, but
Mm-hmm.
because this was so good, and now they're on Twitter and they'll never see it because I don't have Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll get it back. I used to have the best Twitter, my very first Twitter, and the name was ideal. It was Weenie Cooper. It was so awesome. And then I tried to get it back and someone took it. I'm like, oh,
uh,
that's not cool. That was
you were
I
that
feel like I
sucks because you
created
were
that.
early.
I know.
Yeah.
Why'd I delete that? That was perfect.
Yeah. Oh well. God, it's funny. I was bitching about somebody taking El Santos World on something, and then I realized it was me. Uh, yeah.
Uh-oh, you froze because
I
I'm like watching you. I'm like, wait, is he just staring in the space? Should I interrupt him? But then I'm like, no, he's frozen because you just glitched out.
Could you still hear me though?
Yeah, I could hear you. I just kind of probably
That's the
missed
thing,
what you said
because yeah, when
a
I
little
freeze, I can
before.
still hear you because of the way I set
Okay.
up the audio. And then
I'm glad you
I
weren't like pausing that long like a
right.
statue. I'm like, Sergio, come on, are you okay?
See, that's a Nardwar thing. At the end of his interviews, he'll freeze, and and then people are sometimes funny about it, sometimes really awkward, but it's awesome.
Does he like make goofy faces when he freezes? Like that
Yeah, it's
Ed
like
Bass guy? Oh yeah.
yeah, it's good stuff. But- so, like, as far as let me see if I can do this successfully. Okay,
Ha, that's
like
cool.
before. So, for the listening audience, we're going to use our descriptive powers. But Ashley's work is always on cardboard. Like, I've never seen anything else, right?
No, I actually got
Okay.
the idea because it's like I actually collect that from work. Um, and I just like started, as fun. And then, like I said, I sold one, and then I sold two, and more and more and more. And then now I kind of like resorted to buying nicer cardboard because that cardboard's okay. Like I did Ronald, like the ones you know,
Yeah.
certain ones I'll do on the ones that I get from work, and then the others I'll do on the good, nice cardboard. You know what I mean? Ones that I
I
think
was
will sell a little better.
I was wondering because that was a few years ago when we talked, right?
Yeah, I think it was like 2 years ago, maybe
Yeah.
3 years ago. It had to be
But
two.
the cardboard always seemed consistent, and I have noticed that aside from like the drawing is just gets more and more awesome. Yeah. So we have I love the Koki the clown.
Yeah, someone's been asking me to do Fat Mike for a long time, and I'm like, I think it's time. I haven't done any punk in a while. I'm gonna lose my punk
Yeah.
crowd. I gotta throw some in real quick, so I did them and Subhumans.
Yeah, I saw that one. But
I want
the
to do the
lemon heads.
cranberries.
Yeah.
I have some fun ones coming up that I'm pretty excited about. Like I said, I just need more time, We're remodeling the house right now, so that's been a big project,
Yeah.
a lot of work.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah. I think and the wrestling ones I always love.
Yeah. Wrestling was a great time. I mean, I don't know, do you still watch wrestling? I don't so much.
I started to I don't know what I'm doing. But I started to collect cards, and mainly I've narrowed it down to autographs. But once in a while, I'll look at what's going on. It's
Yeah,
pretty.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll morph in every now and then just to see, but I don't know. It's not like it used to be to me. I don't know. I miss like the character, like the real good characters like Mankind was, and even like Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage, like there were characters. Now it's just like all muscular men. Like it's all it is. Real pretty women. There are
Well,
some uniques though.
the thing is it's so much. Even collecting the cards, dude, everybody has a card. And so there's an infinite amount of wrestlers now, and the ones that stand out just aren't as, I think, epic. That's the
Yeah.
way I feel about it. But I don't know. I enjoy. It's kind of like background to me. It just,
Wrestling.
yeah.
I enjoy like semi-pro wrestling. I'm literally in my element when I go, like when it comes to town, and when we go like just a couple hours away, they'll get like the, some big time oldies. I'm at Gangrel and The Godfather, stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah, and I love the crowd and the people when I go there. I'm like, this is home. This is where I belong. These are my people.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to wrestling in a while. I mean, I'm gonna have to. Now I have wrestling fever talking about it.
Yeah, I've never been to, I guess, like a bigger event. I was photographing like some indie stuff when I was
Yeah.
younger, and that was
See, I think
fun.
that's that. Yeah, I think it's more fun. Like the big stuff is like actually Royal Rumble is coming to Wilkes-Barre. That's like real close to where I live, and my one friend always goes, and like I just have no desire because it's overcrowded. Plus, like usually the seat you get, they just look like ants. You might as well just watch them on TV, And
Yeah,
semi-pro, you're like right there, like
right.
they're gonna might be thrown into you and stuff like that.
Yeah, there was a local one that I was going to for a little bit, and I yeah, I enjoy the proximity. I don't even like concerts where
No,
it's too much.
me neither. I'm over it. I saw everyone I wanted to see pretty much anyway. I like the small venues. I have my favorite spots. But yeah, I'm with you. I think that comes with age. Like the older you get, you just get less tolerant. It's just
I
not
never
worth
like
it.
I never liked those big shows though, and I think
No.
that just came from it came partly from economy. I could afford to go to $5 shows, and
Yeah.
those were always smaller venues that smelled bad, but where it was you were right there with the band, and
Definitely.
then occasionally I'd go to like a pavilion type thing, and I felt ripped off. Like, yeah, I remember I got to see Nirvana, but it was an arena thing during In Utero, and it was cool, but would have been nice to be closer to them. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm trying to
I don't
think.
know.
I saw, like, I've seen most of the people that I saw, now that you say that, like Rod Stewart, I've seen him like 6 times.
Mhm.
He's one of my faves.
Yeah,
Seen him way high though, like,
funky. Yeah,
yeah. Now Prince I saw, and I was literally pretty close. That was cool. I saw him in Philly, like on his musicology tour. So that was exciting. Like I said, I pretty much, and I saw The Cure because they were always a favorite, and I was like literally standing right there. They played 2 hours straight, and they were amazing.
yeah.
But the only one that I want to see, and I hate to admit it, is Morrissey. Forgive me.
No, that's valid.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I would really like to see Morrissey. If I don't, I probably won't. I think does he play in arenas? I think he fills arenas, doesn't he?
Well, he cancels a lot,
Yeah, that's the
so
issue.
I don't think it's too big of a venue because they don't want to overcommit, maybe.
Yeah.
Because he came near us and I don't remember if he showed or not, but it wasn't a big venue.
I know
Yeah.
he's played at like Madison Square Garden,
Mm-hmm.
which I try to like. It stinks. Like I like New York. I just don't like driving into New York, and I have no idea, how to get around, even if I tried in New York City.
Yeah.
So
Are
I
you far?
rarely go there. What's that?
Are you far from New York?
I'm like 2 hours from New York. Not
Okay.
far.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's weird. Philly is actually farther than New York is for me, which it was opposite in my hometown. Philly was closer, but I'm more north now. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I used to take the bus to New York a lot. Now it's just not so much, but
Yeah. What was your hometown then?
my hometown was, it was Schuylkill Haven, which it's spelled really weird, like Schuyllkill, Haven.
Yeah.
But it's near Pottsville, and that's probably the biggest. You probably never heard of any of them. So
No,
I'm
you're
like
right.
50. I don't blame you. They're like literally armpits.
I'm trying to spell them in my head, but
Yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm probably like an hour from there. So I'm like close
Yeah.
to Scranton, and everybody knows Scranton from The Office.
Yes.
So that's
Yeah,
what I
it's
usually
funny.
say. I'm just like, oh, I'm from Scranton, even though I'm like 40 minutes from Scranton.
I've been working on these
Oh, nice.
the Office Space movie, and
The
I
Office
didn't
Space
really
is
ever
great.
think about it, how it set the tone for the American version of The Office. Like I think he almost looks like Dwight.
Yeah, that's really good.
But yeah, I'm working on Milton. I'm probably going to go through the cast.
That's awesome. Yeah, I want to do more movies because that's like where I find most joy. Like, I really like doing the music too,
Mm-hmm.
but I really love doing movies.
Pop culture is just fun in
Yeah,
general.
definitely.
Yeah,
There's so many great movies. Like, I don't know when you were born. I'm like an 80s baby, but I consider myself like more 90s because that's what I remember.
Mhm.
I was born in 83,
Okay. Well,
but
yeah, I'm
the
ancient. I was born
movies,
in '77.
okay.
Yeah.
But the movies, even your movies, like growing up as a kid, they were so good. There were so many great movies. Not so much now, not for kids, I don't think. There's some,
Well,
but
it's different because I mean, we would have been the same way if our entertainment was on our phone or an iPad, or if everything was streaming, even TikTok. It's such an instant hit. It almost doesn't make sense for kids to watch a movie. And part of me doesn't blame them. It's like,
yeah.
I get it. Like, I could just scrub through things or,
Oh my God. You know what I'm addicted to? Pinterest.
oh, yeah.
I could sit there all day. I sat there like 2 hours the one night after work. I'm like, yo, you need to get up, girl, and go to bed. Like, get a life. This is like, wow, 2 hours on
Yeah.
Pinterest. But yeah, I could get caught up in that. That's my guilty pleasure, Pinterest. Don't tell
Interesting.
anyone.
Yeah. I guess I never understood it.
Pinterest?
Like, yeah.
I used it a lot when I taught preschool. So, and then
Mhm.
like so many recipes on there too. Because like I said, I love to cook, and I've been bored with my meals. I'm like, I need some like ideas. So it's good for that. Art. I've discovered so many artists on there too. You like
I
just
guess
have
it's,
to think. No, go for it.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I always hate that. Like, it's like
I
stepping
tend to
on
talk
somebody's toes.
fast. I'm sorry.
Well, and when we're on these things, there is a delay sometimes.
Yeah,
So,
I noticed that.
Yeah. But no, I was saying Pinterest is kind of a vision board type thing. Is that help me understand?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And then like you could create pins. Like for instance, I have like for house, and then like say I want to like we just redid our bathroom, so I would go in there and type in bathroom, and I get all these like different and cool designs, and I just pin them all in my little bathroom, you know, whatever my folder.
Okay.
And if you want to like just look up a certain type of art, like I don't know, folk art, then it gives you a whole bunch of folk art. So and then it gives you like based on your searches, it gives you like a feed, like kind of like Instagram does, of all
Yeah.
random things that relate to what you searched for. But it's
Because
really neat. I mean, I discovered some really neat artists. And then like I'll tag them in my stories and the cool ones will follow me and then I'll follow them back.
yeah,
Yeah, it's cool.
I've heard that I've heard a few people say that it's a good way to promote your artwork, but I just never
Yeah.
understood how.
I don't know how you get it on there though, really.
Yeah.
That's like I don't know, like I have like a profile where I log in, but I don't have any like info, or I'll have to kind of research that a little bit and then I'll get back to you because I'm
All
curious
right.
now.
Uh-oh. Hang on.
It's like how
I
did I
think,
randomly find these artists?
yeah, I'm having audio issues.
Yeah, I hear that. It's like
Let's see. Well, we may have to call it.
it's cool. No worries.
Oh, wait, there we go. Am
Stopped.
I back? I'm back.
Yeah.
I don't, like I said, I forgot the anxiety that comes with running this. And because
Well,
I
you
started
don't have to
using,
have anxiety. Like it's all good. I mean, just go with the flow. And this is your room, so you own this. It's
I
like
can't help it.
you're the boss. You're the boss.
I
And when
can't
you're the
help it.
boss, there's no worries.
Yeah. Well, it's very funny is like people observe and they see this, I'm told, calm, collected person.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm feeling internally. I'm
Well, you hide it well.
yeah, like, oh my gosh. But,
See, I'm not really too nervous. Crowds make me nervous. One on one, I'm cool. Like I could pretty much talk to anyone. But
yeah.
if I'm in a crowd, like I went to a concert, I went to see, and I don't know if you ever heard of this guy. He's from Texas, Shiny Ribs. Did you ever hear
No.
him? Check him out. He's really cool. He's very like, I don't know. He sounds like Ray Charles, but when you see him, you're going to be like, whoa, you'll want to paint him. And I went to his show and I was waiting in the lobby to meet him. And all these people are walking towards me and I like bugged out. I'm like, I can't handle this, but I'm okay one on one.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that maybe, I fear. I don't like crowds. That's why, like, I don't think I like the concerts. Now, in my early 20s and all that, I was totally cool, had no issues with crowds. But, well, there's, social media kind of rubs a lot of the crap that goes on in the world in your face, too. And that makes you paranoid. Not that I'm, you can't hold back, but I'd prefer just staying in my little country. Stay away from the city, stay in the country.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah.
You know,
I did think that is an age thing. Because
yeah,
when I was younger, I wanted to be in it. And then I had kids and I wanted somewhere quieter.
yeah.
My friend and I joke about the Descendants song Suburban Home. Do you know the song?
Yeah.
It's like how we now like our suburban home. Like so on punk.
You
But
know,
yeah,
I
you,
wish I knew, like I said, when I would go up to the punk horror fest. It was more like a horror fest, but I guess it was like punk too. There's a lot of punk scene. I felt so displaced, but I learned to appreciate like punk more. Like I never really got into it. Like I'm not really like into um the Blink 182 Green Day thing.
right,
You know, I can appreciate them because of like I mean, it's nostalgia.
right. Well, that
But yeah, like the you know, certain like descendants, you know, subhuman just because they're like so unique. Even like what is that I can never remember names on the spot. It doesn't matter, but you know what I mean, like in that like obscure punk. And
yeah,
I always loved punk ska too. Like
yeah,
the Specials, you know. There's a lot of good. Like we had a really fun there was this little venue in Wilkes-Barre called Cafe Metro, and they would get all these like Mustard Plug, the Buzzcocks, you
nice.
know. We had MC Devil. There was like he was like this little rapper. He was so cool, like a local. I forget where he was from. I don't know, but so many great local ska punk bands too. You know that I wish we could just like reopen and have a reunion show. We'd all be like in our 40s, rocking out.
The funniest
40s,
thing,
50s.
the funniest
That's
thing I heard
okay.
at yeah, the funniest thing I heard at we were walking around Deep Ellum in Dallas, my brother and I, and some friends, and but we'd split up, and they were looking for us, and I was like, "There's this venue where you can see the show from the sidewalk," and so I hear the music, and I'm like, "It's the Dwarves." I'm like, "Oh wow," and so yeah, I got to appreciate that show. I don't know, I lost my tangent. Why I brought that up, but
I always do that. I did that like twice in this conversation. It's
yeah.
like you
Well,
talk and then
now
you lose train of thought. It's probably because we're talking and we're thinking of something else when we should be thinking about what we're talking about, but we're not.
well, I learned this year or this last year in March. I had already been diagnosed, but they're like, you have ADHD. You aced the test. And my friend really pushed me to like, hey, you should get something done about that because it was affecting like things I wanted to do. And I was
Yeah.
feeling really overwhelmed. And I was still skeptical, but then, you know, I get a prescription and it was just night and day. And I know where my tangents come from.
Yeah,
It's
I totally get it because I was so bad, like scatterbrained, I would have to make a list to
mhm.
get anything accomplished because I wouldn't start anything. I just sit on the couch. Like in my mind, I knew I had to get up and do these things, but I couldn't do
Yeah,
it, you know? But if I had that list, I could do it. But yeah, after some medication, you know, it does help.
but
I don't worry as much, and yeah, I don't really have anxiety. Like it was to the point where I really like got so caught up in being in the house all the time that I had a hard time leaving the house. Like, and when I had to leave the house, it was like really hard, you know. And I'm like,
yeah,
this isn't me. I'm a social butterfly, you know. So I knew I needed to get some assistance for the time being. You know, we're all human, so come on.
yeah. Well,
No
for me, I
shame, no
realized,
shame.
yeah, I realized my life had changed with kids,
Definitely,
and it makes me a better father.
yeah.
So,
You become more patient.
otherwise,
I'm sure. Were you like
yeah,
irritable? I was really irritable and I'm not irritable anymore. I'm pretty patient, you know. No more road rage.
I'm not I'm
That's
not
not good for anyone.
outwardly I'm not outwardly irritable, but that whole inner thing, I'm much more peaceful now.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
it's funny the questions the doctor will ask you. It's like, is your self-esteem higher? I'm like, yeah. Like I'm awesome now. So
That's great
it's
though.
yeah. But yeah, but even though I'm more aware of like things like the tangential talking, um, I still can't control it sometimes. So,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we all have our nervous ticks and all that, weird
mhm,
whatever, you
yeah,
know.
that's why I came up with the 22-minute ramble. So weekly on a Thursday night, I'll set the camera and I'll talk for 22 minutes. And it's called a ramble because I'm excusing the fact that I'll probably lose myself in a tangent. But
Just random topics.
yeah,
Just how Sergio's brain works. This is what I
here we
think on a daily basis.
yeah, it's amazing that anyone listens, but it's cool too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's what
the
I mean.
dwarves,
That's how that's how I feel like, wow,
yeah,
someone, every time I just really I don't sell a ton of art, but when I do, I'm like, wow. It is amazing,
that feeling never goes away.
right?
I
I know.
sold. I was probably 18 when I sold my first photograph, and that never. It's that same feeling. Like,
So
wow,
you've
you
been
want
painting for
this?
a long time. You've
Yeah.
been painting a long time. Have you been painting like the same subject, or has your painting changed in any way? Like from your 18-year-old painting self to like now?
Well, what happened is I started the art like professionally in photography. And then I collaborated with a painter and I picked up painting. But when I started painting, I didn't do pop art because the crowd I was around, it was a big no no. Like, you weren't a real artist if you painted the Joker.
Really?
And
What
there's
what was
still,
like what was like real art considered?
I mean, I did, let me see if I have anything. Well, I mean, just not pop art. Like that would fly. Um, nondescript squirrel mask guy. I mean, that's artsy. Um, but if I paint the Swedish chef, then I'm just not high art.
Yeah.
And at some point, I started to question that in the people I was hanging around. And then when I really embraced it was when I got relocated from Houston to this DFW area. And so I set up, I didn't know anybody here. And I set up myself in a parking lot in front of a bar on a Saturday. And I put up my paintings, which were stuff like that and more abstractish. I've always been figurative, but traffic wasn't stopping. And I'd been wanting to paint records. Like, I had that thing. It's like, I want to make these records and I want to make them big. So I made a big Johnny Cash. That was the first one. And then a big Nirvana baby. And then cars started stopping. And then I thought about those people I'd been hanging out with and how much joy and money this was bringing me. And yeah, I never looked back. I still have my personal work, but yeah,
I
I
don't
did
even
away with.
remember my first painting. I really don't. I think it might have been this woman, a model. She was like 70 some years old, Jean Woods.
Uh-huh.
And then I kind of just I was painting all these people from London, all these stylish people, like Soho Hobo. Shout out to Soho Hobo and Soho George. Just
I'll
all
start
these fun,
Googling
fun people, all these people. And then
Soho
it just
Hobo.
turned into really weird musicians and movies. I don't know. It's so fun. Very
Yeah,
random. It's fun to be random. I don't Some people can't handle though the jumping around. Like some people like structure, like one thing only, you know.
but that doesn't
I
matter.
feel Do you know what I mean though?
Well, that was the
There
other
needs to be
thing.
variety.
That was the other thing. Like, uh, you know, my I guess art education was you had a style, and that's what you did. And again, the further I moved away from that crowd, the happier I was. Because I do, like, lately I've been doing ink and watercolor, and it's way different.
Yeah, I
I
noticed you're
feel.
doing watercolor. Watercolor, I always wanted to do watercolor, but I just never did. I was never really good at it. And if you're I want to recommend someone to you. I follow a really good watercolor artist. Her name is
Mhm.
Lori Brown
Lori
Wilson. Let me double check this because I don't want to give you the wrong name because she's wonderful. Uh
Yeah.
let's see. But her stuff is like perfect. She just did yeah, it's just Lori Brown. So it's Brown Work Illustration. That's her Instagram.
I'll look her up.
And she just did Shrill Waters from KEXP. Do you ever watch those? It's kind
I
of
don't know
like
those.
Tiny Desk, but
No.
it's in Washington.
Yeah.
And Shrill Waters is one of like the announcers. Like I just thought it was a unique pick. It's like, wow, there's like nobody that would paint Shrill Waters, and she did it great. That's why it's fun. Like you kind of do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you choose like the underdogs, but they're great. The great underdogs. That's who we paint.
Yeah. Well, the funniest thing, because I'll paint things, and it's like, man, nobody's ever gonna buy this, but I do it anyway.
Yeah. Yep. I know.
But I
It's
had
just
such a
because
happy
you're
moment
feeling
the
it,
other
you know?
day because there's yeah, there so Dazed Cannabis, they're in Massachusetts, and it's a dispensary. And so now they had the one store, and they bought a bunch of work, and then they made this other one, and so he sent me the pictures.
What, the dispensary bought your work?
Hmm.
That's cool.
And so there's a wall of Police Academy characters that I painted, and
That is awesome.
I feel so accomplished.
That is. Hey, I wanted to tell you too. I don't know if I told
Like,
you, but I noticed that Robert Novogratz. I don't know if you're familiar with who he is, but the
uh-huh.
Novogratzes, they're designers and
well,
they're awesome. He follows you. I know
well,
that
they
because I searched him the one day and it's like following and it said your name. I'm like, that is so cool.
well, they bought a lot of work from me
Oh,
to
that's neat.
resell. Yeah.
They're so cool. I was obsessed with their show, Nine by Design, like back in the day. Do you remember that?
See, I don't know much about them, I guess.
Oh, they're just real trendy. Just real
Yeah.
trendy. I mean, all their kids have cool, crazy names.
They were
Breaker,
very,
Woofy.
yeah, they were very nice.
Yeah, that's cool. That is really cool. I mean, I'd be proud. And the
Yeah,
whole Police Academy wall thing as well.
that, that, yeah. What are you most proud of?
Hey, you're proud of what you are proud of. Like
But
the
that was,
littlest things happen, like when Gangrel started to
yeah,
follow me, I was like, wow, that's an accomplishment.
yeah,
Gangrel. He may not mean something to someone, but he means something to me.
yeah, yeah. Well, but yeah, that Police Academy one was definitely one where I was like, dude,
That is
and
cool.
I went deep, because I think they only left Kim Cattrall behind and Tackleberry's love interest. I forget her name, Callahan. But they wiped out the rest of that inventory. it was, yeah, it's an achievement. All right. Well, we're at an hour and 10 minutes. I think. Well, what's coming up? What are you excited about
Um,
anything or?
really, I don't have anything. I'm just going with the flow. Um, kind of not like not painting as much, but kind of not painting as much, like I was over painting and wearing myself out. Not like if I didn't have a painting for every day, I'd freak out. But I like to kind of get out there, every day. But it's just like tiresome, especially the days I work. They're long days, and I used to be able to come home and paint because we used to talk. I remember talking about that, but now it's like I'm ready for bed. When I come home from work, I'm pretty much ready to go to sleep. I
Yeah.
guess I'm getting older.
It,
But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to have fun with it, I don't have really, it's kind of slow right now. Here and there, I'll sell a painting. But that's okay. You know, I
yeah.
don't know. Each day is an
But
adventure.
it's important to allow those breaks
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Mentally, you have to.
I can very much get like that where it's like I've got to, and as far as the studio, I don't take a break, but that I've made a deal with myself or something, I guess. But as far as the other end of it, social media, I want to do it every day. There are blocks where I'll take some breaks, and it's important because otherwise I drive myself insane, and, and that's not good. It's not healthy.
Yeah. See, I have a problem. Sometimes I'll have like, how the writers say they have writer's block. I'll have like painter's block,
Mhm.
where I have it's not like I ran out of ideas. I'm just not like really feeling a person at the moment. So I just
Yeah,
break for a little bit, and then a fun birthday will come up or something and that'll like spark me up again.
yeah,
And then like I'll kind of work towards that fun birthday, keep it on the same topic for a couple days, then wean off, make it totally different. Maybe
yeah,
watch a fun movie, throw that in there. I don't know.
yeah.
Like I said, I do want to do more movies. The next movie I want to do is Mighty Ducks.
Nice.
Yeah,
My brother
I
loves
have
that.
one completed so far. I had Coach Bombay done, but I'm like, it doesn't look like him, so I trashed him. I have to try again. Amelia
And
Estevez.
yeah, the watercolors, my rejects, I use them as I'll organize my vinyl by date, and I'm using them as or my cards. I'm using. It's like I don't want to throw them away,
I
but
know. Like, I feel so bad. Like, I actually for, I think it's Eddie Van Halen's birthday today. And I was going to do the whole band of Van Halen, and they all looked great. Like Eddie looked amazing. And then I got the David Lee Roth, who I already painted David Lee Roth, and he looked decent. I couldn't do it. So, like, I tried over and over and over again, and I just kept failing, and I got mad and just, like, bent the cardboard in half.
Man.
And I'm like, well, now it's trash. That's what I get for having a fit. But they were all perfect.
Yeah.
David Lee Roth messed everything up. I should have did them with Sammy Hagar. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been I liked working with the pens because I'm drawing a lot more.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to work those muscles, especially if you're using like a line marker.
Yeah, I'm marker obsessed. Like, because what I do is I'll sketch everything in pencil first, and then I'll paint, and then from there I'll do my coats and then detail it with the pencil again, and then go over it with a really cool pen that I found.
Yeah.
I have all
Have
kinds
you-
of pens.
Have you,
I don't know
do
what
you
my
do,
favorite one is.
Do you do acrylic markers?
I've never used the paint markers.
The fine tip ones are amazing.
Yeah. I'll have to give them a try. I think I actually might have gotten some of those for Christmas from someone, and they're like way back in my closet. I'll have to pull them out. I don't know why I never really used them.
I think for what you do, you really enjoy them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I go through brushes like crazy. I don't pay a lot for my brushes. What kind
Me
of
neither.
brushes do you? Yeah, because I mean, the way I clean them, I try to be tender. I have one of those thingies, proper cleaning container. I still destroy them. It's like I got this.
trash. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the worst when all you want to do is do a small detailed line and you have no fine brushes because you suck at cleaning brushes.
Yeah, I buy them in bulk.
Yeah. I've
Like
started to buy like 10 packs at a time.
the fine tips I'll buy in bulk, and then
Yeah.
everything else I'm not partial. Sometimes I need a thick brush, but I'm not. That's not where I don't lay money into that. I'm really frugal with all the materials, really. Like on TikTok, it's been nice because I managed to get 20,000 followers on there.
Nice.
And so you can get
20,000?
into, yeah.
That's
And so,
awesome.
well, I always say like some 8-year-old is laughing at my numbers, but
I don't
but
think so. I think it's well deserved.
I'm very proud of it.
You're underestimating yourself.
Yeah, I should. It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But so they have I think it's called the Creator Shop, and so there's brands on there, and that's where I got these cool markers, and that's why I started doing watercolors, because I got them in exchange for making some videos for them.
Are they watercolor markers?
No, I have some of those, but they probably.
That's what I think I have, not the acrylic marker. I think I have watercolor markers.
Yeah.
I'll have to get the acrylic ones though. Hey, if you can hear me, you froze.
Oh,
so if I don't, okay, okay, you're back.
Like I said, I can always hear the audio because of the way I set myself up. But yeah, you've actually been freezing a lot, but the conversation still goes. So it's good. That's what's good about having the audio component. So, but I think I'm gonna wrap this up. But can you hang out like
good.
after we outro? Let me see if I can outro. I'm still learning my gadgets here.
Yeah,
You're
this I told you I went from Microsoft to Apple, right?
uh,
And it's just heartbreaking. I'm still not over it. I don't know why I did the transition. I hope I get used to Apple, but I miss my number lock key, like my number pad. There's
yeah.
no number pad, no paint program. It's just, it's not right.
It'll be okay.
I got a lot
Yeah.
to learn.
But I'm gonna say out loud your IG at ABRSLR, and then the website abRSLR.com. Check her out. Right. We're Bebop.